Welcome back, everybody. Hello, my name is Toby.
My name is Avery.
I'm Dan.
And welcome to the second round of the Midwest Collegiate Takeover. We're here with the first 9 of our singles round coverage, where we're following our very own Daniel Dravet. We have him as a special guest. Any comments on this round before we get started?
It's an entertaining one. I'll say that. The vibes were great. The weather was nice. And it was just a beautiful day.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, let's get right into it.
Check it out.
All right, welcome back. We're on Northwoods Blue.
Hole 5. Yep.
Yeah.
419 feet. It is eagleable. And let's see if... Did anyone get it? Do you know?
I don't know if anyone... I certainly did not go for the eagle. Most people, we talked about this in the doubles coverage earlier, but most people go for the layup, which is just like this, kind of putting it right at the edge down here so that they can get kind of a nice shot going down into
Here's Dan
the putt.
pump faking.
I was going to say, we never see pump fakes on this channel, but heck yeah. All right. Should have done the first one.
Yeah. Psyched himself out a little.
Here's
Coming
Taylor.
for the forehand.
This guy was so chill to play with. Honestly, they were all so chill. It was such a fun time.
And that...
Forehand goes a little long. I ended up down there, actually. There are some spots that aren't so bad. Some spots that are.
It's like good. Like, you'd rather be there than like first available or anything. That's an eagle look.
Yeah, that is an eagle look.
It's a great shot from Evan. Here's Dan just pitching up, trying to catch back up.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything too stupid too early.
Yeah, finding his way
Yeah.
down.
Pretty decent shot. Will it stop?
Does that there? It is parable.
Yeah.
Here is Ethan.
Forehand, a little awry. Goes over.
Puttable.
Yep.
He can
That's all,
make that
that's all you
putt.
can ask for is for it to be puttable. Taking off the bridge.
I love seeing some bridge action.
And this is for the eagle, correct?
Yes.
Did he get it? Ah.
Nah.
But that's a tap in birdie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good one. And
Oh,
Dan,
it did hit cage, but that was very tough. Tough way to start the round.
This
That also hit
hits
cage.
And
That also hit
hits
cage.
You think this one hits cage?
I
no.
hope
You think
not.
it hits cage?
Here's Dan.
No, it's good.
Starting off with a bogey.
Yeah, this wasn't too hot for any of us, except we had a birdie, so that was cool.
Here's hole 6, 321 feet.
Finishes to the left. We were saying right earlier, but it does. There are a lot of spots in that left side that are not too bad to get out of.
And there's just that one big tree in the middle, and you gotta stay left of it. If you're going right of that tree and you work your way back, you've failed upwards. You've messed up correctly, but you want to stay right on that left side. This looks pretty good. You can get away with it a little bit early.
Yes, you can.
That just hits a little brush. Here's Dan.
This one flips up very nicely.
Just hits that little branch. And then
He's in position.
That's a birdie putt.
Yeah. Good old Buzz SS, you know me.
Here's another layup.
I'm always surprised by how many available putts there are on that like low left side.
Mhm, yeah.
And there's Dan getting back to even with the birdie.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Another birdie from Evan.
Yeah, he was looking good early, coming out of the gate strong. Whereas, you know, some other people on this card, I feel like we were kind of warming up to the round. You know, getting ourselves going a bit.
yeah. And singles on any course can be a little bit more stressful than doubles. Blue for sure, just because of the wood style of play. You can find yourself in so many bad spots. So you're just trying to stay clean, trying to keep yourself in the running. And this shot's not the best, but great. Ends up in a good spot for a putt.
Yeah, kind of a favorable roll.
Here's Dan Hand coming out again. He gets, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dan Hand getting there.
You're not
Yeah.
usually seeing that get across the creek with the Dan hand, but special day.
Man. This one also rolls down to the creek.
Yeah, look to be in the same spot.
The creek is tough, but you know, you do take the distance for it.
Yeah.
You're inside the circle,
This one's going
just barely
wide.
there.
Yeah, and
Also,
uphill putt is not a bad putt to have. You can really take some risks with this putt and not end up in the too bad of a spot.
that hit the cage and luckily did not roll back down.
3
Hit
creek
the
putts.
cage and
Unlike
does
that
roll
one.
away.
That is unfortunate.
Make
So
that
he's
4
gonna-
creek putts.
Dan, by far the best drive on this hole.
And that is a turkey
Right?
for Mr. Evan Campbell.
Starting hot.
Good cleanup on that putt. First one was a little low, made the correction.
Yeah, Ethan, very good putter. We were pretty chatty throughout the round. He was a good guy to talk with.
There's Taylor cleaning up his par.
Keeping it clean.
Yeah.
Here's hole 8, 309 feet, par 4. And it's just a straight tunnel shot. If you go left or right, that's not going to be fun.
Isn't it beautiful? Just this view of the hole.
Yes.
So nice.
It's even more beautiful now.
Stop it, Avery. You're too sweet. You're too sweet to me, man. That wasn't that beautiful.
Yeah, it's a little rollout.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
back in
To the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
Can't be too upset with it.
No.
There are worse spaces to be.
I'll say the trees, they didn't hate me today. They kind of liked me. They kind of had a crush on me.
Well, you
Not
fared better than me.
surprising. Not-
Fade.
And that
Highlight
is a
reel.
pretty good shot. Going a little long.
Yeah. I think it's surprising how easy it is to end up long on this hole because you feel like you really need to get it there. So if you slam the gap at 1,000,000%, you can find yourself pretty easily going long.
Took the words out of my mouth there, Tobes.
Here's Dan with the C2 bid for the bird. And it drops in!
Yes,
Dan.
good putt, Dan.
Dan the man getting a turkey.
Gobble gobble. Still no pars.
And there's a good little bid. Here is Evan.
Ethan,
Sorry. There are a
You're
lot of
good.
E's.
there are.
Look down
Tough
at my
putt.
sheet.
Looked good, but just a little bit to the right.
Here is Evan.
Yeah, his first blemish, but after you get that turkey, you know, he was able to shake off the bogey pretty well from what I remember.
Here's Taylor keeping it pars.
And Ethan has a couple bogeys on the card. Not looking the best, but
Plenty of time.
Hole 9.
Yeah, plenty of course to play here.
A little bit tricky. 354 feet. Let's see. Will Dan thread it? He will not.
Was
And
the point.
He's asking for it. He said, "Go this direction."
And it did not.
It was a pretty optimistic point. I was like a good 30 degrees off on that one, but I don't know.
Nah, this hole is so tough. People who have played this hole know there is really no way to approach this hole other than just try to slam something at it.
Yeah. I used to play more of a conservative play and just try and get like a 3, but then that ends up as a 4, so
That is a great forehand right there. That is a.
wasn't it?
And here's a little pitch out kind of scuba thing.
In the fairway. Little backhand.
This is-
Also in the fairway.
And then Dan with. Is that your force?
Yeah, a little thummy action here.
And it.
Also in the fairway. Not optimal position, but
I'm out though, but
Here's Ethan with the long bid.
yeah, that's a good
little bit
layup.
off.
Good
Yeah.
play for par.
Bogey, right?
Bogey? Yeah, he played out. You're right.
Yeah.
That'll be. Yeah.
That goes long. Yeah, this is another hole where very quickly you don't get there from the tee, but then you have a little upshot, throw it too far, it goes into the rough very quickly behind it. There's a little downhill,
Here's Ethan.
and you can just
Just
end up in a bad spot back here.
Wow, I'm really getting these guys' names wrong.
it's okay. They know who they are. Yeah, you're right, Toby. Look, this hole, very tough, and taking a 4 on it is not going to be the end of your day. It's not going to be the end of the world. Oh, that's
nice
sweet. Little tattoo feature there for Ethan. That's sick. I actually didn't even notice that. Ethan, great tattoo.
Yeah, that's actually a tattoo for the ages.
For real.
Par 3 on hole 10.
So playing it from the shorts,
Long.
The long.
the long. Yeah, we're
300
playing right.
Oh, you're good.
'Cause these are the big dogs. And that is a big man right there, just parking it.
And here's another big dog.
You don't see this line often. You see it
You
sometimes.
do not. No, that's actually the first time I've seen it.
It's a good line.
That is a good line.
It's an incredible line. Yeah. Yeah, we saw all four hands on our coverage earlier. Glad to see a backhand make its appearance. You know? There are a lot of holes on this course that you see forehanded by these D1 players.
Mm-hmm.
Very big backhand potential. They just don't want to play it.
And
They're scared. They're scared to
backhand.
admit the potential of the backhand.
Yeah, I like to see Ethan go for the backhand. His forehand's really good, and I felt like he had a good option between the two of them, but I like to see him go with the backhand, even though it didn't really pan out too well.
And there's Taylor's first birdie of the day.
Mhm.
A pretty good one. Good par. And with the tap in birdie.
No pars.
Still no pars.
No pars.
And a good bird from Evan.
Only one par for Evan.
Hole 11. This is a bomber hole, par 4, 603 feet. Low ceiling. Just need to get as much distance as you can off this first drive. Keep it as away from the trees if you can. And then come up for that second shot.
Forehand off the tee pad. And this is a mash.
Yeah, gets around. No trees hit.
Here's Dan.
I believe this is my turn.
Is it the one that you lost?
Yes. Yes, thank you. The key is to keep it low. I mean, that's just, it's just hard, but priority one is low, and then distance, because if you're low, you'll get the distance. Great shot there, too.
Yeah, good distance.
Ethan? Is that a roller? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Curls around. Good distance.
Yeah, and
And tee pad.
they tend to break right on this hole for the rollers, and you usually have a forehand in, and it's pretty clear there, so I like the play if you have it.
Dan with the upshot.
Oink, oink.
Approaching with the pig. Skip.
That is a little bit short.
Mm-hmm.
And this hit the tree. About the same distance as Dan's.
Like I said here, lining up the forehand. This looks good.
About the same distance as the others.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. A long putt here. And then we'll see some shorter ones. That's a solid bid. Oh, I like that a lot. I thought he had that.
Dan featuring his new cart
Yeah. Love that thing.
with
Game changer.
another birdie.
Yeah, he's up to 3 down. And still no pars for Dan.
I hate him.
Ethan with his first birdie of the day. And then Taylor notching his second.
Yeah, kind of starting to pick up some heat.
And here is hole 12. We are playing 279 feet. It's a par 3. And Dan doing the backhand.
And there's this line right in the middle of the trees that you
You're
just gotta
a
get
maniac.
lucky through.
That was a maniac of a shot. I do not think I've seen someone else make it through there.
Even last year when I didn't have a forehand, I threw a forehand on this hole.
Nah, I mean I definitely put it a little right and got a little lucky, but the backhand can play for like a pretty easy 20-footer or something like that. They did trim those trees up so they're a little bit easier to get through now though.
Yeah.
Much easier, actually. Much easier.
Evan's forehand.
Such a solid
Pretty
forehand.
pretty.
He's going to skip around, be right in batting position.
Love the angle control he had on that. Kind of releasing on just the slightest ante, flattening out, and then hyzering. Just very beautiful.
That's
That is a
a
great
really
putt.
good C2 putt there.
Here's a little replay. Bang. That's
Second birdie for Ethan. Great one to get.
And he is hype.
We were having a good time, and that for sure boosted the vibes.
Bang.
Another birdie for Dan.
Bang,
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
And there's another gobble,
Gobble,
gobble.
gobble. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Gotta love to see it.
Square the gobble.
That is another
It's a
good
It's a
bird.
birdie. We don't get to gobble, though.
Hole 13. This is the final hole of the front 9, 276 feet. Low ceiling as well. Got to find some way through, and then basket's not far.
Dan going with the backhand. And it
Gets through.
good.
Looks really great. Coming around. That stopped right on the ground. No skip. That high grass really does not allow for too many skips. So if you're aiming for the skip, you just have to keep it on the low grass. That finds some trees. Makes its way right.
Weird hole, to be honest. Cool hole. Weird hole.
Yeah, weird hole.
With the birdie putt. Just a little bit short.
A little bit out here. I was actually in this position over here in the tall grass. This was my final hole on my singles round.
There's Evan with another 2. And I believe you birdied that one, too.
Yes, I did. I had a rough start, but I finished strong on my singles round. Ended +3, so
Dan
not
keeping it with no pars. He doesn't like pars at all.
Not on the front nine.
No pars for Daniel Dravet on the front 9. He is 5 down going into the back 9. How you feeling after this round?
Real good.
Yeah.
To be honest, we had a bit of a rough, not rough. I mean, it was an okay doubles round earlier in the day, but getting this for me personally gave me some good energy, more confidence going into the shots, and singles wise, I knew that the rest of our team through kind of the front 9 we were doing okay. Dalton was stringing together some birdies, and Brendan and Matt were stringing together some, but not as much of a birdie rush as we were necessarily looking for, but still 9 to go.
Yeah. Okay, well, that brings it close to our video. Thank you so much to Tri-Fox Disc Golf and Whale Sacks for sponsoring us. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Give us a like, comment, share with your friends, share with your dad, share with your grandpa. Yeah.
Come back for the back 9 of Dan's round, and Ethan and Taylor and Evan. Sorry for mixing up the names. But yeah, thank you for watching.
See you on the back 9.